All right, so this one's a little bit different. But like I said, we're back on the seals. We're gonna put the seals into the housing. And there's the part number right there with the Avision for Dana 50s, okay? Right there if I zoom in. So you need this part to install in that seal. It goes on the back of your spindle housing, okay? Now the reason I showed you this goes with the universal ball joint kit installer. It's Maddox. You can buy this. I believe I got this from Harbor Freight. That's Mike Alpha 10-1 pound 4. So again, the only reason I chose this, you're about to understand why. This guy fits precisely over that housing right there. And you have to punch this in to fit over the back corner of this housing. So there's you go. It sits right on the end of your axle. And that's a boot to make sure that no dirt or any kind of oil escapes from longevity. You really don't want to get anything inside these housings. You know, try to be as clean as you can. So I'm gonna set you off the side here. And I'll do my best to try to show you a good way of doing this. To be honest with you, it's not easy. It takes a little bit of finesse. But out of all the jobs we've done on this truck so far, I would much rather do this than any of the other stuff I'm doing right now. Because so you're just gonna punch it on gently. And having a second hand here on this part would be wonderful. You got a wife or a girlfriend or something that's bored, come make her hold up the housing. Maybe she'll learn something. But again, gently. You don't want to press this on too hard. And you'll feel it seat itself. Mine's getting close. I'm gonna cheat for a moment. There we go. I believe that went all the way on. Nope, bottom right corner. Again, guys, it just takes patience. None of this stuff's gonna just go on the first try. Unfortunately, in 1996, Ford liked to make everything more difficult for you to work on. And this is one of those parts. Just try not to damage the oil seal. That's all I can say. And mine is still trying to fight me here. I'm gonna take a smaller hammer. At this point, we're almost fully seated. Got one more little bump right here. This one's the hardest one to get because I have to put my finger underneath it. There's nothing to hold up the axle. we go. And she's fully seated. So now you can see how it fits all the way around the backside and the front. And this covers that. And it's also grabbing the backside of the axle housing. So it's got a nice firm plastic seal over this side now. So it's not going anywhere, guys. And that's exactly what you want. So now you get to mount up this guy. And best advice here is try to keep things clean on the inside. Once again, add Palladium red grease. I'm gonna actually clean up some of my gouges I've got here. It looks like the previous guy did me some wonderful work. And then I'm gonna take a wire brush and clean out all these grooves in here too. I've already packed her full, so she's got all of the stuff she needs in there to be clean and ready to roll. That's really the most important part here. And there is a specific way that this gets installed. You'll see the orientation. I'm going to show that in a second. So give me a minute here while I set you down. Go grab some more red grease. You never have enough of that stuff. So, like I said, you want to red grease everything that's going to be touching metal on metal contact. Pretty important that you get that done right, because if you don't, later on, you're going to regret it, because you're going to wear out your parts quicker, and over time, the lifespan of these bearings. You know, people think, oh, it's an OBS 97, it'll last forever. Listen, guys, a lot of the down parts weren't made like they used to. So if you choose anything that isn't Spicer or anything like that that wasn't originally designed for your Ford, the odds are something's going to give somewhere down the right, whether it's the truck itself or it's a down part connected to the main assembly. So your housing assembly on here was designed to take a specific tolerance of bearing and designed to handle certain loads and cross shearing and whatnot. So it's important that whenever you're dealing with those forces, you want to give it all the best chances it can to last as long as you can. So I just use Blaster Extra Tacky Red Grease. Nothing fancy, guys, but man, they use this on tractors. I've been using it since I was a kid on tractors and heavy equipment when I worked out in the field. So this is good stuff. Can't go wrong with it. All right, so I forgot to pack grease one more area here. And make sure you grab this guy here. Get that all full of grease. And then make sure these faces, I've been saying grease, 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 right? But make sure this face right here does not have as much grease. You clean that off, because that's gonna have direct contact. That's where your seal gets made. So we're gonna take out our bolts here. And I have gone through, guys, and I have rethreaded these bolts and this surface. All right, it's MPT20s. That's what it is. I think these are 3/8 inch bolts. You want to make sure that these are cleaned up, because if they're not and they're rusty, you're going to have a heck of a time at another 5, 10,000, 20,000 miles, or however long it takes for one of these down parts to go bad on you. And you're going to be back in here doing this again because something sheared off. And then you're going to be fighting these bolts. You really don't want to be fighting them. Make it easy to go on and off. That's why they're easy. I'm doing this all by hand, all the way down to the end. Just rethread them. This specifically housing, I remanufactured on my own. I cleaned it up. You can see there's still some exterior rust, but you don't have to get all the rust off on the exterior. All that matters is you get it off of the parts that are associated with the housing itself. we're gonna reassemble this guy here. Again, a lot of this isn't rocket science, but it takes patience, all right? As I said, find the orientation in which this goes. Sometimes it's easier said than done. There we go. That axle, by the way, that housing, it's fighting you. That's okay. We're gonna win. Now we're completely flush. We come back in here with our bolts. Oops, I forgot one thing. I'm an idiot. Look at that, see, I already got ahead of myself. We need our housing. So I'm gonna pause it, because I gotta do a little bit of TLC on this guy. She's a little dirty, but they fit like yay, okay? And that fits right over your housing, just like that. Nothing fancy here, guys, but it is important that you get the right part for the right job, and you make sure that you got it in the right spot. So hold on for part two. Oh yeah, one more thing. This is always facing upward. Never down. That's an important point to have. All right, pause it here for the next video section, and I'm going to add the rest, okay?